Welcome to Learn How to See Better. It's the only podcast out there that'll improve your vision the longer you listen. This is your host, Drew Davis, and I'm glad to have you listening to this podcast today. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Seminar Junkie. That name's got a certain ring to it. It might catch your attention, I know the first time I heard it, it was in reference to a comment my mentor had made about the need for people to take action after they absorb powerful information in order to get noticeable results. Fair enough, right? And statistically speaking, only a small percentage of people actually take action, or rather take immediate action, after they get their hands on some life-changing information that they receive in an event. So the phrase seminar junkie was actually used in this context to describe the individual that effectively gets high or gets a high from attending such an event. And a lot of people never actually do anything with the information. So they find themselves high and dry, and they're seeking that next event to get that next high that comes from the seminar, hence the term seminar junkie. Now, the irony in all this is the first time I heard it, I thought, no way, I don't want to be a seminar junkie. That just sounds terrible. But the fact of the matter is, for anyone who's attended or been involved with or immersed in a life-changing event, you know exactly what I mean. When I tell you that sensation, the feeling of empowerment that you get, it's like no other. It is kind of a little bit of a high. And then there's, the flip side of the coin where you can say, hey, this isn't about going to an event to necessarily feel a certain way, but the intent is to feel that sense of inspiration, right? Because if you can become a part of that 5% that actually do take action on what they learn, you're going to be the beneficiary of all the fruits of your labor. So whether you like the way the term sounds or not, the seminar junkie, it's not necessarily a negative thing. At first, I thought it was pretty negative. No one wants to be labeled a junkie. That's typically got negative connotations with it. But wait a minute. The way the word is used might be in a negative connotation, but if you've actually attended an event and know that there is something that can be pretty magical about attending a powerful seminar. And I've attended seminars firsthand where I actually took the information and elected to become part of the 5% and act. The plan of activity, making things happen, very powerful. So it's one of those things where I can actually vouch for the effectiveness of a powerful seminar. Why? Because no matter what you feel about the terminology that I'm using here, what matters is that events are very powerful in building belief. And everyone knows belief is one of the cornerstone elements that keeps people in pursuit of their passions. It's belief. It's a unique force in and of itself. Belief actually has to be refueled, though. Has to be recharged. Belief will run out if you don't continually invest to keep it strong. Events build belief. From some of my prior business experience in network marketing, I can remember this phrase that someone said, it's kind of like a Christmas tree. You got to stay plugged in if you want to stay lit up. And I kind of chuckled about it. This was during the holidays when I heard that. Okay, it makes sense. What happens when you unplug a Christmas tree? Lights go out. Plug in a Christmas tree, it's a sight to see. So being able to realize the logic and psychology behind why people want to stay plugged in, it makes a lot of sense. And recognizing that, humans require their belief to be rebuilt, whether they rekindle it on their own or they go and plug in to their tribe, to a group where the members are all looking to accomplish the same or a similar goal. And we all know what it's like to go for 30, 60, 90 days with no break. You get a little worn out. And about 90 days is about the amount of time that you need to get recharged, refueled, because belief will run low or run out. Makes you prone to throwing in the towel, calling it quits, all those other things. But part of the spirit of the champion is to have belief in themselves and what they can accomplish. And that's one of the reasons why events can be the cornerstone of how individuals and groups continue to thrive and can continue to succeed, because they have an ability to recharge, to refuel. It's very similar to taking a pit stop in a race car. And when you're racing around the race car track in a race car, sometimes you're going to need to get a tire change. Sometimes you're going to need more fuel. Sometimes you got to get your oil changed. There's going to be instances where you might need to pull off for just a moment and take a time out of running the race on the day-to-day so you can work on the vehicle that's in the race. Because when you're in the race, you're running the race, you're in the vehicle, right? You're in the race. But when you take these quick moments, that's where you can work on the race, what you're doing, and making sure things are still lined up with your objectives and your intentions. And so, as much as it seems like a funny thing to take the term seminar junkie and spin it into a positive, but that was the wake-up call I had. And I realized there's a fine line between being the seminar junkie, being made fun of, someone just going to an event to get the free info or just a sip of the info that's gonna get them excited and maybe intentionally spin up some activity. But it is very similar to you hear a powerful sermon, same thing in a church setting. Some people are going to go home and change their lives immediately because it's so impactful, the information they've received. While others will say, that was a great sermon that was given today and I appreciate it, it made me feel good. But they're going to go home and not necessarily do anything with it. They're going to wait to get charged up the next Sunday and the Sunday after that, but failing to make any drastic changes. So my recommendation for you, if you're going to take the time away from home and loved ones to spend the money and the time to go and immerse in an environment, don't just attend to get the quick fix. Attend with the intent to take that information and apply it quickly. First 24, 48, 72 hours. Many people don't even review their handwritten or typed up notes in the first 24, 48, 72 hours. That is your magical window to take action and break the cycle of being the traditional seminar junkie, because you're taking the seminar and you're taking the powerful information contained within and making a direct application to your life, to your world, to your business. And even if you're taking massive and perfect action, the point of it all is that you are taking action and not just enjoying the buzz that some good info can make you feel. So that's what my takeaway is for today. Plug in an environment that will get you educated and motivated, but it doesn't stop there. Complete the cycle, finish the job, take the action to make the education stick so that you can get experience, because it's got much higher value than just the intelligence component and being able to rattle off the facts. Knowing how to do and how to take the action and apply it is where the secret sauce lies if you really want to impart change in your world. So hopefully you'll find a little motivation in that message from someone who's attended a fair number of seminars in my day, and there's been the ones that I saw the information, felt real good, and I enjoyed it. And that was about where it stopped. But then there's been other events where I was so enamored with and taken aback by the magnitude of impact that I had no choice but to take that massive action. And those are the moments I'm grateful for, those ones where I have that aha, that this isn't just some feel-good event. It's time to take what I'm empowered with and put it into good use. And I wish that the same to each and every one of you. Next time you're going to get plugged in to some information to change your life, do just that. Take the action to make it change your life. Until next time, thanks for listening, everybody. This is your host, Drew Davis, Learn How to See Better. It's the only podcast out there that'll improve your vision the longer you listen.